I'm a big fan of Charles Bukowski. He was a fiction writer. I don't read a lot of fiction, but he's a fiction writer. And if you have Audible, one of his books you should get, I would tell you, start with Post Office. And the actor on Audible, I thought, interpreted it perfectly. The book is, remember Seinfeld is a show about nothing? Well, the book is the book about nothing. It's about him going to work as a post office guy, a mailman. But you might enjoy that. He was also a really good poet. Oh, and an artist. One of these days I'll read one of his poems and we'll put his paintings on so you could see them as we read the poem. But he was a good poet too. This poem is, oh, I wanted to read one thing. Listen to this. This tells you what kind of crap you can find on the internet. This is on some highfalutin uh, educational site. It says Bukowski is well known for his cynicism, lamenting the bleak and often meaningless linear march of life. Pile of crap. That's not true. That I, you wonder, did this guy actually read any Bukowski before he wrote that? Probably not. Anyway, let's move along. The poem is Nirvana. Nirvana is the Buddhist state of spiritual enlightenment. The beauty of this poem, by the way, there's not a lot of spiritual enlightenment stuff here. It's just, I don't know why he chose that name. The beauty of the poem is the simplicity of the poem. The most complex word in it is unaffected. And there's no line that's longer than five very short words. So, enjoy. Nirvana by Charles Bukowski. Not much chance, completely cut loose from purpose. He was a young man riding a bus through North Carolina on the way to somewhere, and it began to snow. And the bus stopped at a little cafe in the hills, and the passengers entered. He sat at the counter with the others. He ordered. Food arrived. The meal was particularly good, and the coffee. The waitress was unlike the women he had known. She was unaffected. There was a natural humor which came from her. The fry cook said crazy things. The dishwasher in back laughed, a good, clean, pleasant laugh. The young man watched the snow through the windows. He wanted to stay in that cafe forever. A curious feeling swam through him that everything was beautiful there, and it would always be beautiful there. Then the bus driver told the passengers that it was time to board. The young man thought, I'll just sit here. I'll just stay here. But then he rose and he followed the others onto the bus. He found a seat, looked at the cafe through the bus window. Then the bus moved off, down a curve, downward, out of the hills. The young man looked straight forward. He heard the other passengers speaking of other things, while they were reading or attempting to sleep. They had not noticed the magic. The young man put his head to one side, closed his eyes, pretended to sleep. There was nothing else to do. Just listen to the sound of the engine, the sound of the tires,